And the other reason with the Shadow and Bandits that hero, that the arrow. You're not just playing arrow around your Kunk, playing almost certainly in the mid lane. It's one of those Armel TNC classics.
10 seconds.
But at the same time, in the past, Kunk
It's
is...
Radiant's pick.
Well, I've even seen Kunk in the off lane.
Grimstroke.
And here comes Grimstroke. This, for a long time, was the most coveted 5-position support, or just support in general. Nerfs here and there, it seems to be lower priority.
I still feel like this hero is gonna be top tier pick. I saw your predictions.
Yeah,
it was the
Grimstroke.
most picked hero that chose.
Yep. I mean, I would have thought it was either going to be most picked or maybe
10
banned too much, but then it got that small nerf, so now it's hopefully in this tier where it's not going to be banned.
5 seconds.
But TNC definitely needs some kind of a solo ability that can be paired up with the. They don't have any right now besides an X mark, and it's
Double X. You torrent one and boat the other, you know?
Is there enough space to actually hit torrent?
On two, you mean?
Yeah.
Like when they're leached together?
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like you could maybe, if you position it perfectly and get them both right on the edge. You get that torrent AoE. Is that still on Kunk?
Which one?
The extra AoE on torrent?
Oh no.
Oh, they
Wow,
got
that's
rid of it?
gone.
Oh,
It's Dire's turn to
I was a
pick.
big fan. Rubik comes up at King Game, so there's their 4 position. Standard pick. Good.
They need to pick an off lane here. Doom is still available if they want to go for that. When you pick a hero like a Doom, you catch at the X mark. I think that's enough.
Typically, you're thinking offlaners.
10
Offlane is the one
seconds.
initiating fights or having some team fight potential. Doom, you know, Doom itself
5
is kind of a
seconds.
team fight by being able to delete heroes, but you catch on arrow. Still, I mean, they have the X set up for it, but the problem's going to come like once Keen Gaming, carry's going to have a good only early mid game, but once BBs come online, it's no tool. If you're smoke ganking, how do you jump and kill someone?
Yeah, it's not the best ability to initiate with. I mean, if they have BKBs, if they have Force Staffs, it's easy to play around it.
Long and hard about this. Kind of way you want to shoot through that reserve.
You can
Got
go
a few
for
different
something
options.
lower cooldown, something like a Sanking.
And that's then you have got like
It's
another
Radiant's
source.
turn to pick.
Bristleback. This is one of the heroes I heard a lot of people talking about. They think this is going to be played and picked a lot. Underrated core. Can be played in the safe lane, can also be played off lane. I feel like a lot more people actually talk.
He comes
Flexible.
online so fast. The itemization is tanky enough, and there aren't too many counters for Bristleback. OD is already
10
gone.
seconds.
They could go for anything that builds into Silver Edge. Slark is good.
5
I
seconds.
think a good Slark game.
Even then, you've got Slark Ember. Kind of normally want to have, like with Ember, some kind of core that takes objectives.
Yeah.
Towers, Roshan, etc. And Slark is not yet. You can still make it work and play for the lake. Sure, but it does kind of, talk about drafting. There's a lot of boxes you want to tick to make sure a well-rounded draft, and I don't Slark ticks some of those boxes that gaming are missing. Often with the AA, you see these like stunning carries, like the Sven was very popular. I feel Sven's one of those heroes that can do okay against Bristle, like you have damage with the, but it takes a lot longer to come up. Bristle, 1 or 2 items, Vanguard, Hood.
Solar Crab. That's,
Yeah,
that's the item to go
yeah.
for on Bristle.
That's true.
It's Dire's turn.
Forget the soul. Lifesteal. Lifesteal.
It's really good. They don't threaten it. They have nothing that goes through the rage. They need to pick some single target ability for a Grimstroke. So I would assume gonna be like a Beastmaster,
10
maybe,
seconds.
or Doom. I assume Keen Gaming will ban out.
5 seconds.
Talked about Kunga X being good early mid game. Well, it's not really good at any stage of the game with the Lifesteal when you can just have to go. Very annoying pick because of that. Some hero to combat. Alternatively, you just don't have an answer for him and you just build this scary like lineup that could towers me. Bristle gets a couple items and you
Yeah, but right now they don't have any tower damage. Bristleback can deal some, but it's not enough to
It's Radiant's turn.
play that fast. The Axe is good against Bristle, he just turns him around.
Axe, Legion's another one that instead of needing the break, you just fight him from the... Sure they...
And the Legion is I like Legion Commander when they're
10 seconds.
Phantom Lancer, when there's you're like a Bat Rider, so you have
5
strong
seconds.
dispel.
Gaming picked first, and TNC had the choice of pick, and they chose second pick. They wanted to have this final pick. Right now, their draft is kind of open. We don't know quite where this Miranda's going, whether core or support. I would kind of say mid. Exactly.
One thing I'm hype about around the TI time is because there's gonna be some stuff that we didn't see before, and we're gonna go, how did I not think?
Like some hero that's suddenly really good, or the meta here. It's funny because like every year, I think we'll like see the groups or see a few team favorites. I think quite goes. The last year, the everyone thought was stronger. It was actually the weaker group that had like every
5 seconds.
quite coming when it's a bit more pressure when you're playing for 32, 33 million.
A little bit of pressure added.
Dire should pick now.
Timber saw!
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good answer for a Bristleback, and they don't have a counter for.
And that, similar to like TNC, they have catch out of their mid lane. The Ember gives you some catch stuff come online, so yeah.
Yeah, but they're really limited with their last pick. They need to have a good hero against Timber, Lifestealer, and Ember. They don't have enough control for Ember Spirit. I don't think X-Mark is that good because he can dodge it with the
5 seconds.
slight, and there's really no follow-up besides the arrow.
At least Kunkka is one of those catches that's good for Timbersaw. If you've got damage to follow it up, like you X him, he can't just chain himself away. You've got to be able to kill him now during that period.
You also need a Spirit Vessel. Great against Timbersaw, so I'm wondering if Kunkka want to work towards that. It would be a core Kunkka. Kunkka is the hero that you can buy pretty much any item on him in the mid lane. But if Mirana is going to be played as position 4, should be the one buying it.
Well, it was Ursa banned. That would have been such a good pick against both Lifestealer and now the Timbersaw.
TNC, they're running out of
They
time.
need a Timbersaw answer. It's going to be Arc
Always
Warden.
choose the right crew.
Maybe not an answer per se, but it gives them a way to try play and win this game, which is go late game. Like, let's just take it as late as we can with this Arc Warden. What do you make of this here? I don't feel like either of us were expecting a Gabby Arc Warden to come out.
I feel like they just wanted to have a better late. Try to stall it, wait for... Usually you don't pick Bristleback with another hero who goes super... Bristleback is scary, especially, let's say, from 15-minute mark to 35 to 40, and then he kind of falls.
Yep. Well, we're going to see how it works out, because yeah, this is... You've got the super late game of the Arc Warden, the more early mid game of Bristol. I mean, theoretically, it's like, okay, we have a hero that can do well in the early mid game and a hero in the late game, but in Dota, normally you want heroes that get strong at the same time.
Yeah, but you also have, like, 3 great heroes come inside Arc Warden's bubble. Timbersaw does not really care about him. He wants to go in, he wants to be focused. He's gonna be the one creating the chaos. Also, Lifestealer can infest him, so it's really easy to close the gap and kill the Arc Warden.
This is not where you would normally typically expect to see an Arc Warden. You'd think, oh, you're playing against range carries like, TB in the past with Metamorph. Arc Warden was like one of the counters to Terrorblade. But against these melee heroes, that 2 of which have gap closes, and so Timber just doesn't care anyways. Yes, it's more about the ability to delay the game and stall with like split push and clone to just shove out lanes and be annoying.
Arc Warden became popular when Drow Ranger was also being picked a lot, so he was considered a counter.
know what's happening, but
Who's who? So it's gonna be, yeah. So it's gonna be position 4 Morana,
Mind.
Sobi Mask, 6 Tangos, and the Sentry Ward will buy a Ring of Protection. I see a lot of position 4s, even offlaners doing that kind of a build, especially on Enchantress, which I think is gonna be picked a lot. 4 branches, Sobi Mask, and set of Tangos.
well,
I love that screenshot you just took.
it's like TI style, guys. I mean, it's like the selfie, you know. It's like, all right, that one's going straight on the social media. I was
30
activating
seconds
the
to battle.
little camera control. Also, now I've got signal. Here we go. So early ward planted down. It was the Kunkka or Mel who kind of scouted out that little smoke gank. Does look like TNC for the most part. Not really looking to contest. You've got most of their heroes. Kunkka was hiding in the trees. Arc Warden's hiding. And Radiant with a super deep. Crazy. Well,
Time to
with a
raise
ward way up
bloody
here.
hell.
The one on the top. I mean, it
Yeah.
scouts the lanes, but I'm not sure what they're doing with that board deck.
I guess they really maybe want a certain laning setup, like so they the lane matchup they hope for. He is running from top down to bottom. Courier is running by mid, and it's going to be Courier snipe. Oh no, I think he mistimed it. Tango, can he get the second right click? Yes, he's got
There
it.
it is.
Courier
He's gonna
snipe
get it.
to start TI,
Just follow
and the
yours.
pause. TNC say hello. What's up? Checking my settings. Yeah. Sorry, settings, guys. I bet the Grimstroke was like, don't pause yet, I've got to kill the courier first, then we pause. Not
For
to
a
be...
moment, I thought that he's not gonna make it.
He was like, it looked like he went, he did go a little late, but he managed to just... And who, the Grimstroke is what, Cuckoo?
Yeah.
We got some audio.
Well, here we
We'll
go.
fight through that one. We... Looks like, okay, now we go. The audio echoes. We're good, we're back. Mid lane, let's see what we got. Ember versus Kunkka. I feel like I've seen this matchup quite a bit. Where Kunkka used to obviously roll with Knight. But back at top, it's going to be a tri-lane aggressively from King Gaming. They want to go in nice and early on this Arc Warden, who's taking a lot of damage with the Cold Peak proc, but quite got necessary damage up when you get it.
They wish it was an old AA with his chili fingers. Now it's only a single target ability. And I mean, you are playing with the Timbersaw in your team. You want to give him a solo XP on the side lane. Bristleback is tanking the bottom creeps, but
Doing
the
a lot of damage.
top
Hey,
lane,
yeah, force the TP out. This lane kind of gets a lot harder because they got level 1 telekinesis. Like, they kind of go for that kill to set the Cold Peak, but not having Fade Bolt in a tri-lane versus tri-lane for that damage mitigation, quite a big deal, I feel.
Once they get to level 2, it's going to be so much easier for them to play the lane.
Hey boys, we're battling it out down here. I guess this is a lane where Bristle just wants to kind of avoid the Timber. That's why he's cutting waves from behind.
Like, he can't really pressure the Timber in the laning stage, so he's just getting as much as he can, trying to drag the creep wave to the neutrals. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, Ember Spirit already forced back.
It does have a courier, which is such a big deal in the mid lane. I'm sure Kunkka saw that and is just like, I'm going to play even more aggressive. Gets a bottle, wow. Not your everyday courier adventure. A ground courier going to the secret shop, now down bottom. I'd right up to going mid. It makes sense, actually. The mid lane gets his items, and then your offlaner who wants his bottle to just keep on spamming Quills is happy as well. Top Miranda.
There's the arrow.
Yeah, leaps in, hits the arrow, and there should be a kill with the Spark Ray.
5 sticks.
They tried to leave it to the Arc Warden, I think. Oh, he's gonna live. He's gonna get.
He's gonna deny himself.
Oh,
No, he gets him.
Hopeful. That's Tim's. Leaps in. Baits out Roshan to himself, but they kind of didn't expect those stick shots.
You don't have the
Oh,
sound.
you gotta expect that. He was just stacking the Roche.
He had to use all 3 leaps, which is quite a bit of time to recharge.
Yeah, but it got buffed, so it's not 60 seconds anymore. Now it's 45. He also has the bottle for himself and the Ring of Bassi, so a lot of mana regen.
Expiation, it is level 1 X. Kill up top to Gabby. Mid lane, X into Torrent. Can they land the arrow? There's a lot of creeps here, and as a result, I don't think he can actually get this kill. King Gaming, Dash leaping on in, hits the melee range arrow, doesn't do a whole lot of damage with the flame guard up. One more right click with the tower shots, and Tim's gets another kill. Nicely done with the Mirana. Kills already. 4 position, Mirana's back.
Oh, he gave bottle to Kanka. Now he's gonna X mark himself, use the bottle, refill it.
Is this just Kanka's bottle now, or does Mirana ever get?
She should get it back now. Mirana is stacking some creeps. Give me back my bottle, please.
Maybe Kanka's just like, well, look, you want me to win my lane? Just give me a bottle. That's how you win mid lane. Free bottle.
Have you ever done that?
I have
bottle
done that.
for someone?
Oh, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I love playing like the super.
I feel
hard
like you're
support.
lying right now,
No,
God.
I'm not. I'm a 6th position player at heart, you know. If I can, I used to be like, you get random gold, and I would random as support. I would buy my mid a bottle at level 1 fast. And they're just like, wow, I just won my mid lane.
I am. If you drop your bottle, I'm gonna steal it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Now I know if I ever lend you my bottle to refill, it's not coming back. Good start for TNC. 5-minute bounty rune's coming up, so we'll see if either team can set for those. Bristle down bottom definitely wants to refill his bottle with those. Back at top, it's going to be the Grimstroke getting initiated on the lift. The cold feet. This is why they got that early 20 lift, although now Rubik free, of course. They'll get the kill. And Ember, solo kill.
It was just solo kill from Kanka, and he was not even level 6.
Straight to the bottom with you.
Okay.
He's being harassed a lot. Level 3 Tidebringer. Ember needs to go jungle.
Looks like it was bounty runes for TNC. What's the floor? Dire will scan on here. It's a rotate top from Grimstroke. We're going to come in from behind. They want to get some kills here. Probably just for this AA, perhaps? No, he's just trying to get a ward down. Mirana's going to arrow this E. It gets down the high ground ward, which is why he scanned, just to get this ward. Prowling versus Prowling, this is such a nice ward to have. They are going to go in on Gabby on the arc ward, and he's trying to bring him down. He just wants to take the Mirana with him. It's going to be Tim chasing on after. As he got the leap charges, he leaps forward again. He's looking for one last right click. He's not going to get the kill. Instead, it's going to be Hardwood going down. And he used up 2 of his 3 leap charges and did not kill off Fruition.
Lively now.
One thing I'm worried about is they don't have any kind of save outside of TNC. So once either Lifestealer goes in, a Timber Cell, we didn't talk about the Timber at all. Like, he's just sitting on the bottom lane, 20 Magic Wand charges, 3 points in reactive armor. Feels like he's unkillable at the moment, unless Kanka decides to rotate. He is still vulnerable to magical damage at this point.
Magical damage, they've got a decent amount here for the Kanka, but Kanka just drops the ghost ship. He's going to be A-okay. Mirana rotates in as well, and if anything, that looked like Kanka was maybe going to turn around and get some kills there. And level 6 now.
And during the draft, I talked about the Spirit Vessel Carrier. I'm glad that Kanka is buying one, at least he has one queued up. So double Bracer is going to become so tanky with this guy.
Farming some jungle now that he's being kind of scared out of the lane. Efficient play there, using the Tidebringer to hit multiple camps. Lifestealer only level 4. This is the problem with these aggressive Prowlings. He's 3-0. He's farming okay. He hasn't got amazing CS, just the 32, but 13 to 9. Levels really hurting.
If he's under-leveled, I would not be surprised if he is the one that buys Dome for him.
Buys it for himself.
No, someone else buys it.
He's a carry.
Sorry.
Cost channel your agrees. He's looking to keep getting some kills up here. Bristleback TP rotation, Lifesteal, yeah, he's gonna have to rage TP, which is
it's that easy. Yeah. Just TP out.
Bristle rotating in, so.
What do you feel about the raid bans against the null talismans against Racer? Like, which one is the best?
Magic resistant, health and magic resistance is like the dream. Dual bracer every hero. But this top lane looking a bit dicey as Bristleback going diving on in. He's going to play around this Timbersaw though, and he has not got a TP, so we'll see what Cuckoo can do here as does look like he is going to be punished deep behind the enemy tower.
Hilarious.
Timbersaw down, that's all.
Yeah, that was extremely greedy. Dying, even if he got the kill on AA, it's still not worth it.
Quite paying off as he'd hoped for.
Swifter than ever.
Grimstroke to support taking over. Looks like Kunka's just going to spend some time in the jungle, as is Orc Warden. Orc Warden doesn't really have a good place to go right now. Rubik will get picked off and down to the bottom lane. Kunka rotation.
Kanka realizes his role. He needs to create space for Arc Warden at this moment. He needs to be active. He's on top of a CS chart, 71 and 13. Has that urn flying to him. Every single time the boat is up, I would not be surprised. Arc Warden really not having a good 18 CS on it.
Boat is one of those low cooldowns, so we could see a very active Kunka here. Now it's going to be playing around this bottom lane, but the Lifestealer, not really the ideal hero to make plays on. They look for an out. Expect to have that initiation work too well for them. Come on in and start harassing that Tiebreaker. Kind of probably knows he can't initiate here. Some good damage with this Tidebringer though, is really want to pressure this tower, but Lifestealer, I think he knows he's got TP support if they overcommit.
He also has Infest, and even if they land an arrow from this short distance, he 1 point in Rage is more than enough. Infest for Magic Horn charges. They should try to play maybe on mid or top. Lifestealer is tough kill to get.
I think he kind of came down here because Lifestealer was playing top lane, but now Lifestealer's kind of just gone to wherever the Kunka is.
And this is the build I love to see on Timbersaw. Double Bracer, Soul Ring, Magic Wand. Look at his HP. 1600 HP.
And magic resistance, 37%. Stuff. And this Yule Scepter is going to kind of take away one of the key ways they kill him, which is that X initiation. Kind of defensively Yules to typically dodge some of those spells. Kind of turns into this big mind game.
First Moonlight Shadow used.
They were using it. They dove in looking for a bit of a kill there. Life still got low, but they used the Moonlight Shadow just to get out. Back at mid. Just got in looking for the Arc 1 kill. They're going to get it. It's going to be King Gaming mid player getting X and pull back. He did have the run. He didn't get to the high ground though. He's still in the low ground here. They're slowing down the Bristle. He's trying to chase with the Tidebringer damage. Just getting pretty low there. Instead, they're going to go for the AA, the DD on the Bristleback.
300 damage on Bristle. That should be a tier 1 tower for sure.
To Radiant Wand.
I would expect so with the double damage wearing off, but they've still got a siege creep. So nice timing around this rotation. So they can get a tier 1 tower. And a tier 1 mix, one of the more important tier 1.
Radiant's middle tower
Will go the way of Cuckoo from Bristleback.
And Timbersaw already saw what Kanka is going for, so he's building that Yule Scepter, which you mentioned. It's a Dispel, and also they kind of lack abilities to stop the TPs.
I mean, right now, what's the game plan for TNC? It's just delay for late game with Arc Warden? Or are they actually trying to fight with their other 4
They
heroes?
can fight with the other 4 people. Every single time the boat is up, Bristleback doesn't have a big item yet. Has Vanguard queued up, farming the jungle at the moment.
Level 9. It's the same level as Ember. Crazy, actually. Just having a good time. He's basically a core hero at this point.
If he wants to transition into core, he can still buy a Maelstrom, even though from position 4 you expect him to go like an urn, a mech is good. You can also buy a 4-staff, which should be great of value here.
Top, they're looking for Mirana. Ice Blast coming in as well. They get the vision, another leap out. He'll just go for a TP. Telekinesis, not there. A little bit too far. Narc Warden close. That's gold though. Can they kill it before it expires? Yep. Easy gold. Second mid. Looks like Kunka found the AA. One of the easier kills for him to get. And he's completing his Spirit Vessel. Another reason why Timbersaw is rushing that Yule Scepter and already has it back, so way to dispel off the Spirit Vessel charges.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
He might even need second Dispel.
Yeah, I mean, often you see Timbers get 2 or 3.
Yeah, either Lotus Orb or he can go for large.
X. Nice, Yule Scepter. Dodges it so he doesn't get hit by that long arrow. And it's going to be Mirana instead. Forced to leap away. Coming flying on in. It's going to hit a couple. Not getting them all too low here as Ember gets X'd up again, but I don't think there's too much follow-up from TNC. Leave Dash alone.
Just pop the smoke. If they can get Arc Warden once again before he gets his Midas, they're pinging it out. He has no boots. Is he gonna stay? Oh, Sentry Ward is ready on Kaka if he wants to place it. He's dropping it.
Yep, they're gonna go for this kill. They really want it, and they should have it. Yeah, he's just gonna turn and fight. He wants to be down the room. He's gonna get the kill by the Midas.
Oh.
He did. Ooh, what
He
a player.
actually got the kill before and bought the Midas.
Yes, that's huge for him. That kind of salvages that situation from him. They're going to go back with the X into the arrow, hits the Timber Sword, didn't use this one off. And now the Starstorm follow-up. It should be enough damage, and yeah, they've got the kill with the Mirana. Really nicely done by TNC, punishing that dive up top.
If someone TP's bottom, they might actually get a kill on Ember Spirit here. Here it comes.
Yep, gets the silence to lead things off. He's going to stun to follow it up. Can the Ember get out of this one? He's been stunned before he can get rid of the silence. And it looks like Tim's with the follow-up. Is it going to be enough? He didn't have quite the necessary damage. He's not going to go leaping on afterwards as Ember double remnants away. Very close. They're still hunting. Hits him with the stroke of fate. Remnant away.
He's out of remnants.
Got no TP. It's on cooldown for 15 seconds. He's going to look for another stroke of fate
Rana
soon.
arrow. One more leap.
Are they going for this? A leap into a Starstorm? No. Decide to let Ember go. I think a little bit afraid because of the shrine. You could TP on in as well as, of course, heal yourself back up.
I think it was a risky play to go with another leap. It would still be worth it.
Mirana, Tim's in a lot of trouble here. No more leaps left, and we'll get punished for this one. Yule Scepter making sure they got the bounty rune as well. Timber's going to get both those bounty runes bottom, while his team will get top. So 3 out of 4 bounty runes going in gaming. Very even game here at 15 minutes. Boat. This boat stolen by the Rubik. He's going to turn that around. That's going to mitigate some of this damage coming on in. Bristle, though, okay, with that Tidebringer, is going to get the kill. And now Bristle's found a new target. It's the AA. The right-click damage. One more right-click. It's there. It's just enough. As Bristle now in all sorts of trouble. He's overcommitted. He's dying to the Timber Saw. That pure damage coming on in from the Chakram. Bristle will pay price. Arrow. Yeah, they got the damage. The vessel. Yeah, they should be able to do this one. Yule Scepter is there. There should be another vessel. No, he's out of charges. Can they even kill him here? It's going to be Armel and someone in all sorts of trouble. He X'd him back in. Is there going to be another Starstorm? Couple of seconds. He gets the kill in the Timber Saw. Wants the Ember as well. And they'll get both. Really nicely done. The Arc Warden rotating in as well to get a kill. Armel has his Midas up and is a very happy camper.
There was no AA ulti. There was no Rubik because he died before that fight. The TNC playing extremely well at this point, giving Arc Warden chance to come back into the game. He got his hand on Midas. This is the most important item on the hero, even though he didn't get it at the good timing. It was, what, 14-15 minutes?
Yeah.
But still, they're playing so well with the other 4 heroes.
Maybe an axe build on the Mirana, it looks like now. The right-click transition, but is transitioning into a different kind of core. More one that maybe like pushes out lanes a bit.
Jax thinks Radiant's bottom tower
A
is
lot of
about
farm
to
tap
fall.
on your 4 position.
So he's wrong.
I don't say that in a bad way.
Yeah, Mirana with Ags, it was kind of a memey build. At one point it was a bit OP, and then we twisted the numbers. It was way too long of a cooldown. Now it went down from 9 to 8 seconds, so it's pretty viable.
A lot of heroes rotating down bottom. It's going to be a TNC scan right on top of this smoke rotation. Bristle still may get caught here. Yeah, it's lost damage in the Timber Saw. They are going to lose Cuckoo. Smoke comes flying in, but damage has been done. Timber Saw. Yule Scepter is kind of chasing for more. The Yules comes back up now. Find anything else? Doesn't look like it. Just the 1 kill for that smoke rotation. TNC will be too annoyed by that, but that's still a 3rd death on Cuckoo's Bristle. Not easy playing into the...
I feel like both of these teams have good counters, but enemy. Like you're playing Timber Saw into Spirit Vessel, then you have AA against the Bristle, a lot of gap closers against Arc Warden.
coming in. Kunkka. The X to start things off. Torrent doesn't time it. Gets the remnant away.
Once Kunkka gets a BKB, he's not dying. They have no damage whatsoever. They also can't lock him down, not enough stuns. The timing that Keen Gaming is looking for is the Radiance.
Yeah, not too far away from
Oh, nice arrow.
Oh my gosh, they've got the combo with the Grimstroke, banging them two together. The Lifestealer going to get thrown up in the air as well. He couldn't get the rage off, and now the Stolen Boat coming on in, but it's too little, too late. The X-Back is going to pull the Rubik back in for a third and a fourth easy kill.
That's a big step, and that's a big turnaround from TNC. Another great arrow from Tims to set things up. Also, they need this to take a fight. I was surprised that they decided to go for
Look at Dagger's bottom tower, Jax.
tier 1 tower or try to take a fight because Lifestealer did not have a Radiant there. He didn't even have Relic.
Oh my. Timbersaw was still down bottom and is going to find a free solo kill here potentially. Doesn't quite get the damage up what he was hoping for, and he's going to get stunned and silenced up. Still chasing, wants his Arc 1 and will get the kill there. 11.
Radiant won to their middle
Playing in
tower.
the enemy base here and will be out under the tier 3 tower.
That was a huge for TNC. And the BKB is finished on Kunkka. To use the courier. There's no way he's dying. Also Bristleback tanking up. Vanguard finish good. Another arrow.
This combo, this Kunkka Murata, you can see why they first two pick it.
Ha! Lowered the
TNC
boom.
showing they've got plenty of practice and experience using the two heroes. Timbersaw wants to run in and set something up. They've lost Ember though, so this is a bit of a bold play. Even though Arc Warden's dead, one, Gabby's respawning soon, and two, it's an Arc Warden. It's not a hero that's looking to fight.
Ooh, bounty.
They desperately need this Radiance on a Lifestealer. Even though it's not the greatest timing, he still needs to buy a full recipe, 1300 gold.
How much is it really going to do? It doesn't feel like it's the item that necessarily changes the game, even though it is their time.
And two Thors on the side of TNC not gonna care about that Radiance. That's a Bristol with almost full pipe and Kunkka with the BKB. Radiance is not gonna do that much. I feel like they missed their timings.
Do you think he should have maybe gone for that right-click build instead, with how this game's been going, the Lifestealer?
It could have been an option. If you go for Armlet Deso build, it's great against Kunkka, it's great against Bristle.
Top. That has the Ag Scepter, so
Radiant's
instantly
bottom tower
clear
is
and push out waves. Now Blink Dagger queued up. This is like the old school kind of mid-Mirana build, even the 4th position. Go this Ag's Blink build and just double Starstorm out the wave, blink away if you get ganked. Very, very annoying build to play.
Especially for the support. You don't have any escape mechanism, AA and Rubik.
Jax
Pretty much
thinks
solo
Radiant's
killed them.
bottom tower is about to fall. Who's home?
Now a Lotus Orb on Timbersaw, so gets that second means of Dispel. Important things that he needs to get rid of this game. Things are not looking all too good for Keen Gaming. We talked about TNC, they kind of just want to go late game anyways with Arc Warden, and they're ahead and they're going into the late game right now. We're only 22 minutes in, but by the time his Radiance comes up, it feels like Keen Gaming will be a little bit behind where they want to be.
Gordon doesn't even have boots at
Not your everyday build you'd expect to see. Going for the Mjolnir first, you know?
If TNC gets another pick-off or 2 hero pick-off, they can easily turn that. Have Bristleback with the 3 points and Goop. More than enough. Double scan. One is gonna connect, the dire one.
They are. They bait to go and take the top lane. Shows up, but not blind with any catch, and I imagine Rubik will not be sticking around too long. TP's out. They're back in the enemy jungle. They Moonlight Shadowed in. They're going to catch the Rubik here. Oh, he didn't actually get the X arrow because Kunkka was lifted up in the air, and they should see a way to kill the Rubik. Maybe not. The damage is not quite there initially. Kunkka's still diving for it, but it's being punished. Has the BKB. Will he need to pop this one defensively? They're going to soul bind 2 together here with the double silence.
Just run.
Yeah, I think TNC realized this is not a fight they want to take, and couldn't get the Yule Scepter off in time. TP out, save Grimstroke, so. Nice lift from Rubik, because the arrow, he couldn't pull the X back when he's lifted up in the air there, so kind of saves his life with that one.
King Gaming wanted to take that fight because Radiance was just delivered to Lifestealer. I have a feeling that TNC wants to fight right now. Arc Warden has level 15. Mjolnir is ready. Also, we didn't talk about Mirana's talents. She went for HP on level 10 and arrow cooldown, so it's a 10-second cooldown. If somehow this game drags, you're gonna pick up Spell Amp talent on 20 and multi-shot arrows. That so talent is so good.
That 10-second arrow cooldown is so nice when you're playing this twice event. Speaking of which, it's going to be a long 5-second arrow mid followed up by a foe. They haven't quite got the damage to kill off, though. Mirana in all sorts of trouble. The live to fall of the Cold Feet. They move Mirana, the X back. It's going to pull in the Timbersaw. They bring him down. Rage wearing off. Can they catch up to this lifesteal? Looks like they're going to change direction and instead go for the supporting caster. Rubik going to be exit involved. Stolen arrow coming into play, but it doesn't matter too much as they will bring down Rubik as well.
The question is, do they want to go for a Roche right now? They don't have Mirana. He has a buyback though. Maybe if Kanka had a BKB, they would have gone for Roche. There's still tier 1 tower on the top, so they're just gonna go and play it safe.
And this has been one of the big changes for TNC, is that as a team, they're so much more disciplined than they used. I think people talk about how like the last 4 or 5 months they've, looked a whole lot stronger, and a big part of that is the fact they're just playing things safer. You'll see here the replay of this fight. It started off okay for King Gaming as the Mirana got caught, but it's a support kill, whereas they lose their Timbersaw. The fact is, you kind of have to treat this Mirana like a core, but, there's too many cores on TNC's side to deal with right now.
This Timbersaw, even with the Lotus Orb and the Yule Scepter, it's not enough for him to survive. He doesn't have any magic resistance. No Holy Locket, no Hood, so he does still shred through it. Also against Mjolnir, maybe that could have been a pickup.
Gaming's next. They really got much going for them if they just keep farming more for the late game. Are they gonna hit any big scary items, you think?
Outside of team?
Yeah.
Well, Lifestealer still has like 4 slots left. Ember Spirit is also struggling with his farm.
Is items that'll change this game though, do you think? Or is TNC's draft just the scarier late game?
When you're playing against the Arc Warden, it always feels like the enemy. When you have Arc Warden on your team, you don't better late game.
Going to let that middle tower fall?
See if they've got the answer. It would definitely put their abilities to test here. Playing down 10k gold into an Arc Warden late game. Not impossible, but definitely difficult. We did talk about though, they've got 3 heroes. They don't really care about the Arc Warden bubble, so they've got ways to actually get on top of Arc Warden and kill him, which is perhaps what they've got going for them. Normally you see Arc Warden picked in these games where if you get late game, you just instantly win. This feels like one of those games where, they can actually still deal with it. Back, caught by the Ice Blast, but with the Hood damage, he's blocking a lot of this damage. All the mitigation is there. The X back on the Timbersaw, he's trying to chain himself away. The Yule Scepter will dodge the X pullback. Looks like TNC will not commit too hard for any kind of a kill there, as they do have some split bottom. Warden. We're charging in. Can he get some extra gold out of this one? Be close. It's got it. Plus 300 gold.
300. Look at HP on
gold.
Kanka. He's level 20, extra 25 strength, sitting on the 3.5k HP. We're gonna round it up, almost 4,000.
And with all this armor now, it's got an AC completed, 33 armor.
Your admiral is on board.
Incredibly tanky. You mentioned you like the double braces on Timber. It's Kanka going for the same build as well.
It's kind of a standard build in Kanka's case. Seems like a lot of these all shut up, go quads. Never mind, that's only a replicate.
That's still gold. It's 300 gold. That's basically a hero kill. That adds up, and they're going to fight this mid lane. The arrow is going to be dodged by the raid. Tier 1 tower being focused here by the life stealer. They're going to leave two together. The Emperor there is going to get infested with the life stealer inside. Can he render his way out of this one? No, he's being pulled up in the air, and life stealer does not have range. This is a disaster for Keen Gaming. Oh, they've lost Ember, who's going to instantly buy back, but this fight's already over and lost. The Emperor needs to be careful not to die again. He renders away. Mirana's going leaping on forward. Another leap is there.
It's going to hit.
Ooh,
There's no follow-up, though.
I think Miranda was like, where are we, guys? Are we getting this one? Arrow stolen now. As team's position a bit. That's a dead life stealer, and Ember brought back, so TNC. Very strong commanding position now.
Killed 2 cores, didn't lose anything. TNC is just building the advantage at the moment.
They're continuing to kill these Arc Warden Tempest doubles, but it's gold, but it's not really...
It's not real gold.
Well, it's real gold, but it's not really like any kind of an advantage.
It's not 24 karat.
Yeah. People are okay and happy with their knockoff stuff.
Jax thinks
Arc Warden, it's like you feed away that 300 gold, but it's getting you 300 gold every time you send it to another lane, and it's pressuring lane. So strategically, yeah, you're giving up gold, but you're keeping every lane shoved out, and that's helping your team find good.
Just fortified.
And I love the pickup on it. Decided to go for Shadow Blade. Like you have Invis, you have Mirana's ulti, so they need to invest a lot of gold into Syndicate. And these are limited. We only have 10 of them.
Also means that Tempest double, maybe he's going to be feeding a little bit less.
Yeah, so both of the supports will need to invest a lot of resources into buying sentries and dusts.
Radiants are scanning for enemies.
Radiant scan, this feels like it's go time. Quite got the AC on lifesteal. He's close to it though. Couple hundred gold. They want to fight over these bounty runes up top. Timbersaw looks like he's king of the bounty rune. The Bristleback right on in as well. It's going to be Brawl coming out here. The Bristleback needs to be careful. Hit by the Ice Flash. Getting low, but it's also Timbersaw. Eventually builds himself and changes himself out of this one. But the torrent timing, that Yules just sets up an easy torrent. They'll trade Bristleback for the Conquer, so it's an even trade so far. And with the Infest linked out, nicely played by the Lifestealer. Instead, it looks like Conquer's going to find the AA instead. Easy Starstorm follow-up, and Conquer another kill. Hormel is just beasting it here.
Thunder X, arrow.
Didn't hit the torrent or the arrow. Not sure where that arrow went. Lifestealer's going to go charging forward. He's going to rage. Be out. Didn't have any detection or a way of going on the Grimstroke Glimmer Cape.
And on the bottom lane, you have this Arc Warden, Tempest double, dealing some damage to tier 3 tower. They need to address that problem. Also, I don't feel like there's real item progression on Timbersaw. Like this Lotus Orb is not doing much. If you wanted to get a second Dispel, I think Guardian Greaves would have been better. Just tank up your team, and there's not good spells to echo back, right?
Is there any benefit to being able to use on your team? I guess like Lifesteal has Rage and Ember as Remnant, so maybe not so much. Here you go, well, Ormel's Conquer 10-0-9. Put him on their fantasy team, now are rejoicing. Did you do some fantasy Dota, Lacoste?
Nah, I'm not into that stuff. I'm into like this is me.
The X Torrent attempted this one will latch on. Zero Remnant away afterwards. Mind game, you know. Try and Remnant away too soon, too late. Do you go for that Torrent as a Conquer, or is he going to dodge it? AC completed on Lifestealer. He's got it up, and he is going to be hitting that level 20 talent. You've got to imagine the evasion kicking in.
Oh, evasion. Against Skunka, Mirana, even Bristol, Arc Warden as well. And the Arc Warden going for solo pickup.
Do you like this? Oh, it's the Orchid into the Nullifier. The Doom build. Orchid, someone you nullify them, they can't use their items, they can't use their spells. What do you do?
Was that a question? Like you just die?
What do you do? There's one solution.
There is one solution. That's Lotus Orb.
Oh. Well, you can't use it to nullify. I guess your teammate. They're gonna...
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh yeah. The other solution,
Tower is under
the one if you worry about getting solo kill, is the Aeon disc. You can actually get out of the nullifier maybe.
But you can also nullify the Eon. Like if you proc it with the, say, from Shadowblade hit.
Oh,
Eon disc procs, and then you just remove it.
And then you
nullify it.
yeah.
Fire don't look
I don't
too
think
scared of Radiant's coming.
Goes charging on in. He's going to be instantly forced to BKB. There was a Lifestealer infested who's going to cause some problems here. And Bristleback trying to commit to this tower here. I think TNC just have to get out. Nice arrow from afar. Catch the Timbersaw. Ember's going to go charging. I think TNC needs to get the hell out of this one. They don't have the Arc One with them. The Ice Blast will go flying on in as well. Catch the Bristol. Marana has Leaf Charges still. Needs to maybe get to the high ground here. Another Stars on Leaf Joy. There's so much kiting going on here. Bristleback's going to go charging on in with a BKB. He wants this AA who's going to be forced to his TP on out. Cuckoo, his BKB wearing off. He's in trouble once this expires. Another arrow goes flying to catch the Timbersaw, but I don't think they've got the damage for this one. It's got a hard harass here. They're getting him low, and it's going to be Tins instead on the Marana going down. Too aggressive coming in from him. The stolen arrows flying back at TNC.
But the bottom lane, Parker.
Yeah, I was wondering what was happening. Where this Arc Warden is, there's your answer. Right track down.
And now they're saying go. They want to take a fight because they have vision of a Lifestealer who just TP'd back to the bottom lane to defend. Both of these teams are extremely tanky. Timbersaw has a heart right now, 4,000 HP. Kanka, pretty much the same. So, and you have a Bristle on your team as well. So we're not going to see any straight up kills. No one's going to die straight away.
I mean, we see that fight lasted for so long with basically nobody dying. It wasn't until the Marana overcommitted that she pays the price because she thought she could kill this Timber. I don't blame her, but that's a 4k HP Timber with a lot of magic in this.
Shrine is under attack.
Bounty runes. Looked like Cuckoo was going for some up top. Doesn't quite get him, and there is going to be an arrow follow-up. The stolen arrow, the boat's going to help with some damage mitigation. Then they're going to change target. They're going to go find the group group instead. Get out the Soulbind and
Keen Gaming, 15,000 net worth lead deficit for them, but they are in the driver's seat at the moment, it feels like. I mean, but they're still not a real... We didn't see a real team fight with Arc Warden.
it's kind of like a 5v4. Ever so slightly. I think Arc Warden might be coming into this fight here, but they've got TNC. Can he get himself out of this one? He doesn't manage to do so. Has buyback if he wants to use it. We're going to see double buybacks coming into play. Bristleback turns, pops the BKB with help of the 4-staff away. And now maybe it's time for Keen Gaming to get the hell out of this one. The Timbersaw has a package inside. It's a life steal. I think he's just trying to get him the hell out of this one. The Football is there. They're getting him very, very low. Can they kill a life steal? The top out. Third and fight. Hasn't got raid for a couple of seconds. Doesn't have mana as well. With the one charge, it should be able to turn and fight this one as Kanka gets bashed, and Kanka's in all sorts of trouble. Pops the BKB, goes to the TP. Where's the bash? Where's the bash?
There it
He
is.
gets it at
Keen
the end.
Gaming.
Keen Gaming get a second kill, down 15k gold. It's now just 10k gold with those buybacks, and they're charging forward.
That AC is doing God's work. The minus armor for the enemy team and extra armor for them. Also Timbersaw with this heart. Man, he's so tanky. They're trying to focus him as the first target. I don't think that's the go-to plan.
He got 925 gold from killing Kanka, who was on a beyond godlike streak. And now onto the high ground we go. There is buybacks, but do you really want to use a couple more? They may have to here. Gabby doing what he can with his double, and Lifesteal just gets deleted. Okay. Down he goes, and Bristle's chasing for more. Once this Rubik should be able to get him one more right click. Okay, arrow not going to be needed. Bristleback gets it, and
They need to run straight into Roche Pit. Oh, they couldn't get this one. Get the Aegis. I mean, Bristleback just bought back. Arc Warden does not have... Okay, he does not have enough money for a buyback, and Keen Gaming, they realize they need to contest the Roche, so buybacks are coming.
they are holding on to Lifestealers, which definitely not a buyback you want to use, but if it comes down to contesting Roche or not, you may have to. The nice thing about these 10-second arrow cooldown is you can just constantly throw them out. Nice lit. It's going to save AA's life there, I want to say. Throw those arrows out to just get yourself vision into Scout. The Roshan hit nonetheless. With Lifestealer not buying back, they feel like they can go for this one. seems to be arrowing it as well.
Rogan's gonna go down so quickly. Here's the Goo and the medallion. AA still has ulti.
Scouted out. Are they going to go for some kind of a steal here? What's the play? They don't want to buy back the lifesteal. It's still 18 seconds without him, and Roshan looks like he's just going to go down. Rubik blinks in, doesn't time it right. The Aegis is picked up by Dr. Stone. That's the bristleback of Cuckoo, and Rubik. Costly play. He did not have buyback as well. Going for that without buyback.
It's a risky play, but I think it's worth it. If he gets it there, because Bristleback already used the buyback, that's a lot of BB using the
Under
BB.
attack.
Do people get triggered if you call Bristleback a BB?
It's okay being referred to as a BB.
Radiant's top shrine is fallen.
Well, that's one of his many pronouns, BB. The old bristle. I mean, it was brilliance from Keen Gaming there in the mid game, but haven't quite managed to pull ahead of it. Instead, it's TNC who kind of restabilized, get an Aegis.
Dire don't
Are
look
playing
too
without a
fair.
couple of their buybacks, so you do need to be a little bit careful here.
Can he do it?
Can who do it?
Radiant's
Can he
top
kill the tower?
is under
Through, through the backdoor protection.
No, you can't to answer your question, but you can kill it. It is.
attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
We'll see some 25s coming out soon. That's kind of the next thing I'm looking at. Arc 1 hits his,
Radiant
and
is
oh
scanning
yeah,
for enemies.
everyone's favorite spark wraith damage. Always a big scary one.
AoE, I mean, it's not AoE, but it's you place a finger of death basically.
I don't know if he had it that last time when they deleted the lifesteal, or if that was just the right. It looked more like the right clicks with the Soulbind from Grimstroke silencing people up too. Mirana's 25, also scary one. The more arrows you typically imagine, but I mean both are really good.
Both are extremely good, but I would go for multi-shot arrows there. Talent, arrow cooldown, 10 second, 3 arrows. It also gives vision. That's the big part of it.
Those arrows will eventually hit. There's 3 of them flying around. You can't dodge them all the time. This arrow, when you see it coming, is one of those spells that's pretty easy to sidestep.
Your admiral.
You're never really going to hit something.
I love what TNC is doing. They don't have too many single targeted spells to combine with Soulbind, so they are building items. You have this Arc Warden with the Orchid Nullifier.
Slow and chill though.
Swifter than
Double damage bottled up for Kunkka is dataless, so crits can start doing some work in these fights as well. Like they are just trying to slow down this pace. Instead of the BKB, Mirana ended up going for Lotus Orbs. Have a bit of extra to spell and save.
Great against Lifestealer, removing the chains from Ember Spirit. Also has a Force Staff, as we talked about. It's a really good item. Just kiting potential Mirana has right now.
Oh, Timber! Oh,
Nullifier.
it was mid-air. It's flying across the map. He was close to catching him there. Still gonna hit him.
I think it's gone.
It was still flying in the air, but yeah, maybe he disjoints it.
Allies disappear.
Fire is just alternative reality right now.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
So Timbersaw needs 1 CS to get himself to level 25. I assume he's gonna go for Whirling that, since he's playing against the 2 strength heroes, but the Timber Chain is also good against the Arc Warden to close the gap. You just get on top of them. He decides to go for level 25. There it is.
Filled up yet? There we go. Whirling Death attribute and Ghost Ship Fleet. Go. Multi-ships. Gunning for the Timbersaw. Catch him again.
Dire under attack.
28% stats loss against Bristol and Kanka. They're not just stealing the stats, they're also stealing their magic system off of it.
Perfect. Found out. Nullifier cancels TPs, right? Yeah, that's just twice in a row he's TP'd out as the Nullifier was midair. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm not going crazy. That Timbersaw is really pushing the limit. Sure, he's just like, both those times where he TP's out just failed. Thanking his lucky stars. Who else is top? Lifestealer, Ember, Mirana. Vibes coming up. Lifestealer, what? Rage duration, you got to imagine. Ember. Sleight of fist charges, or?
I think he's gonna go for the left, Alan.
Okay.
Sleight of fist seems way better when you're playing EL illusion.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
The Aegis expires without too much high ground attempt, and it's very much a case of TNC may have had Aegis, but their buybacks were down. Their lineup doesn't exactly push high ground easily, whereas Radiance defends high ground incredibly well.
Now you have Rubik, Timbersaw, Slide.
Time around, watch they're waiting. Trap with lane and gets pummeled.
You might be tanky, but against 2 Arc Wardens and the whole enemy team, Bloodthorn, Nullifier.
Yeah, the crit. They finally catch him out there. Yeah, go back to Bristle with the Ice Blast here. Let's go for the BKB and say he's going to get full stuff away. BKB now. Trying to get some extra damage on this tower with the Ghost Ship fleet and the Stolen Torrent. The spell he was hoping for. Bit of damage dealt to the tower there, but significant by any means. Timber dead. It looks like King Gaming have no issues defending high ground without Bristle.
I feel like TNC does not want to fully commit.
Yeah.
New Roche may respawn in a minute. Wait for that, because Arc Warden can pressure the side lanes, give them the info where the enemy heroes are, and Roche just dies so quickly with the Bloodthorn and
Rubik, no, has Ghost Scepter. Didn't have detection. Yeah, right about to die, I want to say. Nullifier there as well. Rubik does not have a escape for that. There we go, triple arrows flying around.
I like this gem pickup, because they have a lot of invis, and the sentries are now limited. They're not going to be able to see them.
You want all the sentries on the map, and also take out all the radiant vision as well, ideally. They've got a lot of vision down in this bottom jungle, but TNC...
They're not playing the bottom part of it. The only one who's at the bottom is Arc Warden Tempest up.
Backdoor protection. There is no backdoor protection. Creeps one in mid, so he's doing permanent damage. And
Rubik's dead.
Yeah, permanent damage to Rubik's life. So I say permanent damage, it does have that health regen. 700 damage dealt. Not instantly healed by the backdoor protection, but will be healed over time. Just gonna keep sending some doubles in down that bottom lane. That's gonna be the play. Has a blink dagger now instead of the shadow throw.
It connects on Ember.
It looks like they want to go for the building damage. They're playing it safe, and then it's gonna be Archon blinking in with his Nullify. He broke the Lincoln. Trying to get those right clicks in. Doesn't quite have the damage for the Arc Warden then. He will lose his Tempest double. Still, permanent damage dealt to this tier 3 tower.
Level 25 Mirana. What a zoning tool. They can keep doing this. If the lanes are pushed in, she uses the arrow for the vision. They need to reposition themselves, and they just deal the damage to the towers.
Slow and steady.
We have 3 hearts in this thing.
Sure, lots of big tanky, I guess. With a hex queued up, I mean, talk about getting items to combo with the Grimstroke. That is the best.
Grimstroke also has one queued up.
TNC's lineup is scaling in all roles, and once again,
bottom lane pushed in.
Doesn't look like Arc Warden with a double din, where has another one if he wants to send it down there. It's a melee Rax, and I think right now King Gaming very focused on Roshan, so this bottom melee Rax
That's a lot of spark rates in the Roche pit.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
You know, we've seen that before when
Yeah.
Miracle played it, but he had Arcane Rune, right?
Yes. Quite the same outcome. Goes in, looking again. The lift is there. Save the Ember's life. Double. So obnoxious to play into. You get gold for him at least, but I don't know, it doesn't feel good to get 300 gold at this stage of the game. Because you're just constantly on the back foot. It doesn't matter. It's not about the gold here, it's just about where you're forced to play in the map, and as a result, TNC, this is a free Roshan.
Cheese and the Aegis Hardboard is running out of slots. I mean, he can still buy Moon Shard, Aghanim Scepter.
Transfer new
Rune.
ability, Rune Force.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Potentially pretty good. Oh, it's not,
If you get double damage or if you get
Arcane
Rune, it's so good. On certain heroes, the boost can be extremely good as well.
be shabby, but you're not going to buy an Axe.
He's gonna buy it eventually.
Yeah. And they're just going in. They're looking to hit some buildings here. They're zoning with the arrows as well. The Ghost Ship, it's literally just zone Keen Gaming away by throwing these spells, hitting arrows. They're going to hit these arrows. Miranda folds up. They're not really looking to commit on this one. I think they know it's much more important to take the objectives, and they are taking the racks here, but it needs to be careful. It's got the age. The 4-stars couple keeping them alive. The Bash is going to hit on the Bristleback, but they don't really want to leave their base here. And it's a tier 3 tower plus range racks. And it looks like Arc 1 is sending himself or his double down bottom here. He's sending his double in to go for the backdoor play down bottom. So all this distraction happens up top. It does look like bottom melee racks. Can they kill it off? He's got BKB now. I love this pickup just to make sure they can take some of these objectives. It's going to be close. I think they've got the damage for it.
He's got
Melee racks
enough,
goes down.
and on the top lane, another one's going down.
Yep. Death by 1,000 cuts. TNC don't care about taking the kills. They don't take them because they came to them, but Keen Gaming so annoying with their high ground defense, and TNC are just finding ways to bit by bit break their base.
Another arrow on Ember Spirit.
They're so disciplined. Like, they hit these arrows, but they're never following it up and committing for kills.
They can just play this slowly. They don't have to risk anything at this point. You can always go in. There's no burst damage inside of Keen Gaming. There's not enough stun to keep in play, so they can go in. BKBs are down to 6 and 5 seconds. Bristleback and Kongta can just go in, hit the tower, Arc Warden as well. Repeat every single tower up.
Also has an Octarine Core Accepted queued up as well, so there will be more damage coming out, but it still feels like there's going to be constant problems not having quite enough damage, and also just not being able to deal with every single lane being pushed in. And I guess the good news is once you're down to your tier 4s, they can't split push you anymore. You just down to your tier 4s. There's a Relic destroyed. Is that a Rapier? Oh no, it's a Nullifier. Go ahead, queue it up.
Well, at least you know from which side they're going to enter. It's going to be mid, so you can prepare for defending the mid lane.
Well, you say that. Watch some, like, Spark Rate, Tempest doubles go in bottom or top from tier 4 towers.
They have a sentry.
Coming, but at this point, Arc Warden just seems keen on using this BKB to take objectives. Planning on arrows and torrents. They are just looking to force these towers here. Arrows continue to go flying out here, and it's going to be Mirana leading on forward. Didn't quite have the damage to kill for Rubik, who did get kept alive with the Grimstroke at the Glimmer Cave. And the arrows just continue to go flying, and it's going to be Tower of Plains here. It's still getting so incredibly low. The Everforce to buy back. The Ice is going to land on 2, but the damage just isn't really there. They're kiting them with these 4-stars. There's just nothing Keen Gaming can do. They just can't keep these heroes in place. They're falling one by one, forcing out these buybacks. 3 buybacks used already. TNC may just, hey, let's just, you know, re-engage, reset a little bit, but they're being chased after here. I think Keen Gaming feel now or never here. The arrows going flying up, forcing them to kind of disperse. It's so hard to chase when these arrows are just flying at you. One last Tempest double. This one maybe just 2 feet away. Some gold. The arrows again going flying. Doesn't land on anyone.
boost though is there. Soul Binding 2 together. Mirana's not leaping in with the double satchel. Quite on the Rubik here. Lifestealer still leaking. We'll get the rage away. Then with Rubik dead for 100
No buyback on Rubik.
Not looking good. Timbersaw pulled back in. He's got no buyback as well. And this is looking like the Ember Key Gaming a cleave from the Kunkka. Slices through the Lifestealer's life, and it's GG. 53 minutes. Keen Gaming, they fought hard and long. They were so resilient, but it's TNC. What?
I love the patience from TNC. Arc Warden did not have a good time early on, but the other four played so well, created the space for Arc Warden to come